Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Without wasting any time, let's dive straight into today's journey. A deep and fascinating look at one of the most iconic and essential passenger trains operating along the east coast of the United States. This is the 2026 Palmetto by Amtrak. Stretching all the way from New York City to Savannah, Georgia, the Palmetto covers over 800 miles, offering a scenic, comfortable, and affordable journey through some of America's most historic and picturesque towns and cities. What makes the Palmetto truly special isn't just its route, it's the experience, the blend of southern charm with northeastern efficiency, and the way it manages to connect people, places, and cultures all along the Atlantic seaboard. Let's begin from the north. The journey starts in New York Penn Station, a bustling transportation hub buried beneath the skyline of Manhattan. From the moment you step onto the Palmetto, you notice the difference in the air. The Amtrak staff are welcoming, the seats are spacious, and the layout is clean and modern. In 2026, Amtrak introduced several updates to the Palmetto, including upgraded Wi-Fi connectivity, new seat upholstery, better lighting, and enhanced food and beverage services in the Café copyright car. It's all part of a broader initiative to modernize and elevate long-distance rail travel in the U.S. As the train departs New York, you pass through the boroughs of the city and into the industrial and suburban sprawl of New Jersey. The Palmetto shares this part of the corridor with the high-speed ASLA and the Northeast Regional trains, so you really feel the pulse of American railroading. The landscape soon gives way to the riverside charm of Trenton and the capital vibes of Philadelphia. The city of brotherly love offers a brief but meaningful glance into American history as the train glides by. Onward to Wilmington and then to Baltimore, the Palmetto continues its journey through urban cores and green stretches of forest and river. These first few stops are quick, but each one carries its own unique cultural imprint. Washington, D.C. is one of the most important stops on the route. Not only is it a passenger hub, but it also marks the end of the electrified section of the route. After D.C., the train switches to a diesel locomotive for the remainder of its journey southward. Leaving the capital, the vibe of the trip begins to shift. You start feeling the presence of the South, the buildings, the accents, the scenery. It all changes gradually. The train enters Virginia, stopping in Richmond and Petersburg, passing tobacco fields, pine forests, and sleepy little towns that could easily be from a novel set in the deep South. It's serene, it's nostalgic, and it's absolutely beautiful. By the time you reach North Carolina, the Palmetto becomes more than just a train ride. It turns into a moving time capsule. In places like Rocky Mount and Fayetteville, you can feel the history in the air. Civil War stories, colonial roots, and deep musical and culinary traditions all come alive here. These are not just stops, they are chapters in America's storybook. South Carolina welcomes the train with open arms and a dose of Southern hospitality. The state's station towns like Florence and Yamasee offer more than just photo ops, they offer a window into life lived slower and simpler. The Palmetto is often met with a wave from someone at a crossing or a child watching from a porch. There's a real connection between the train and the communities it serves. All this builds up to the final destination of Savannah, Georgia, arguably one of the most beautiful cities in the U.S. Savannah offers cobblestone streets, oak-lined avenues draped in Spanish moss, and a warm, coastal breeze that greets you the moment you step off the train. The Palmetto ends here, but the journey often continues for its passengers, either exploring the city or catching another train or bus south toward Florida. But what really sets the 2026 Palmetto apart isn't just its route, it's the way Amtrak has improved the onboard experience. For starters, the new Amfleet 2 refurbished cars are noticeably more comfortable. The seats recline better, the armrests are adjustable, and each seat comes with power outlets and USB ports. The overhead bins are larger, and there's more legroom than you'd expect in coach class. Quiet cars offer a peaceful experience for those wanting to read, work, or just enjoy the ride. In the Café copyright car, you'll find a range of hot and cold snacks, beverages, and meals. While not five-star dining, it's much better than what travelers used to associate with train food. Vegetarian and gluten-free options are also available, part of Amtrak's push to be more inclusive and passenger-friendly. One of the underrated features of the Palmetto is its reliability. With fewer delays compared to longer-distance trains, and a single-day round-trip schedule, it manages to stay fairly on time via something that's a huge deal in the world of American rail. There's also a unique social aspect to the ride. You meet travelers from all walks of life, via college students heading home for a break, tourists exploring the East Coast, veterans of the railway system who know every station by heart. Conversations spark easily, especially in the Café till the copyright car or while waiting in line at stations. There's a community spirit on board that you rarely find in other forms of travel. Let's also talk about environmental benefits. As America slowly begins to realize the need for more sustainable travel options, trains like the Palmetto are a crucial part of that future. Compared to flying or driving, the Palmetto produces significantly less carbon per passenger mile. It's energy efficient, especially in the electrified sections, and contributes less to highway congestion and urban pollution. Ticket pricing for the 2026 Palmetto remains accessible. Amtrak's tiered pricing model rewards early bookings and offers discounts to seniors, students, military personnel, and others. While not always cheaper than flying, especially on budget airlines, the value lies in the experience, comfort, and ease of travel in OTSA lines. No middle seats, and no baggage claim hassle. Accessibility is another highlight. Amtrak has made strides in making the Palmetto more accommodating for people with disabilities. Wheelchair-accessible restrooms, boarding ramps, and designated seating areas ensure a smoother experience for everyone. In fact, the Palmetto stands out as one of the more ADA-compliant routes in the Amtrak network. For digital nomads and remote workers, the Palmetto can even double as a mobile office. With decent Wi-Fi and onboard power, many travelers use the train time to catch up on work, host video calls, or edit content. The large tray tables and quiet surroundings are actually quite productive if you're not easily distracted by scenery flying past your window. Of course, the Palmetto isn't perfect. While the 2026 updates have improved a lot, there's still work to be done. Wi-Fi can be spotty in rural areas, and occasional delays due to freight train interference still happen. But overall, the pros far outweigh the cons. Then there's the nostalgia. Train travel evokes a sense of timelessness. You're not just going from point to point by, you're experiencing everything in between. The view from your window shifts from city skylines to wooded back roads to sleepy coastal towns, all unfolding like scenes from a classic American movie. The Palmetto has also become a bit of a cultural staple. It's been featured in travel blogs, documentaries, and even the occasional novel. For many, it's their first train ride in the U.S. For others, it's a routine part of their life. Whether you're boarding it for the first time or the 50th, the feeling when the train pulls out of this station is always the same, a mix of excitement, anticipation, and calm. Security and safety have improved too. Onboard staff are well-trained and responsive. Surveillance systems and better lighting in stations have made passengers feel more secure, even during early morning or late evening departures. And let's not forget about the views. The Palmetto passes rivers, marshes, farmlands, and historic landmarks. There's something deeply peaceful about sipping a coffee as the sun rises over the Carolinas or watching a thunderstorm roll across the Georgia horizon. It's moments like these that make the Palmetto so much more than just transportation. It becomes an experience. In recent years, community engagement has grown. Amtrak has worked with local governments to improve station facilities and offer better amenities to waiting passengers. Towns along the Palmetto's route often host events, historical tours, and local markets right near the station, turning a simple train stop into an opportunity for exploration. Future plans for the Palmetto include potential service extensions and high-speed upgrades to make the journey even faster. While nothing is confirmed, there's talk of eventually connecting it further south into Florida or even collaborating with other regional rail providers to expand options for riders. These ideas reflect a growing appreciation for rail travel in the U.S. So, whether you're a train enthusiast, a curious traveler, or someone looking for a more comfortable and scenic way to journey down the East Coast, The 2026 Palmetto offers something truly special. It blends the reliability and modernization of Amtrak's new era with the warmth and charm of old-school American train travel. Thanks for riding along in today's video. If you enjoyed this virtual journey on the 2026 Palmetto, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more train adventures and in-depth transport reviews. We've got a lot more coming your way, from Amtrak to high-speed rail, from local transit to international journeys. Until next time, keep traveling, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the best way to see the world is by rail.